broke into a Colorado amusement park armed for war was not on law enforcement's radar. The Garfield County Sheriff says it could have been a devastating shooting. Instead, he took his own life before he could hurt anyone else. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon has been following the story for us this morning. Courtney, what else do we know about this man?
Yeah, the Garfield County Sheriff's Office identified the man as 20-year-old Diego Barajas Medina. Investigators say they couldn't find a criminal record for him. It appears he illegally entered the Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park after hours, loaded with guns and explosives, but without a clear motive. The sheriff says he had an arsenal of ghost guns, including an AR-style rifle and explosives, including fake grenades, pipe bombs, and a real IED. He wore black SWAT-style clothes, including a tactical vest with law enforcement patches. Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park released a statement saying the man was found dead during the park's pre-opening maintenance and security inspections. The coroner's office says it's investigating his death as a suicide. Sheriff Lou Valerio says there was writing in the bathroom stall that said, quote, "I'm not a killer, I just wanted to get into the caves," though the sheriff couldn't confirm whether that man wrote it.
If he had gone through with what, the worst case scenario, it could have been devastating if for no other reason, just trying to get aid and help and the number of first responders up there, let alone get victims down the mountain.
It's still not clear this morning how this man got into the park. Typically, a gondola is used to get there, but the sheriff says the man drove up a service road. Authorities gave the park the all clear. According to the park's website, it's scheduled to be closed the rest of this week and next until November 10th.
All right, Courtney, thank you for the update.
It is now 6:03, and this morning a deputy in Grant County is facing charges for assault and false imprisonment because of something that happened on the job this summer. The sheriff's office won't share the specifics of the allegations against Dustin Barbie, but says they are, quote, extremely serious. They say it has to do with what happened during a call about an unwanted person at a home in Grand Lake in August. The sheriff's office says that Barbie and another deputy arrested a woman at the home, and there was some sort of altercation. Supervisors were concerned enough to launch an investigation 2 days later. The sheriff's office now says the DEA is charging Barbie with third-degree assault, false imprisonment, official oppression, and misconduct. The other deputy is also on unpaid leave while the DEA investigates what happened.
Another Coloradan will spend time in prison for his role in the January 6th insurrection. Jacob Clark from Colorado Springs was just sentenced to nearly 3 years in prison. Prosecutors say Clark texted people he was going to D.C. to, quote, be a part of history, and bragged about being one of the first inside the Capitol. Court records show he hit a Capitol police officer with a 2x4. Earlier this year, a judge found him guilty of 1 felony and 5 misdemeanors. He was the third Coloradan in court this month for charges tied to January 6th. Former President Donald Trump's role in January 6th could keep him off the ballot in Colorado.
That case picks back up in court today. A group of 6 voters, 4 Republicans, 2 unaffiliated, are arguing that Trump's role in the January 6th insurrection disqualifies him from being on the ballot.
Trump engaged in insurrection and therefore cannot appear on the ballot. No person, not even the former president, is above the law.
The attorneys for the voters are using part of the 14th Amendment, which says someone who engages in an insurrection cannot hold any office. Attorneys brought in police officers who were there the day Trump supporters stormed the Capitol and played clips from Trump's speech. They're basing a lot of their case on the January 6th Commission report from Congress. One of Trump's attorneys argues the January 6th report was one-sided and says voters shouldn't lose a choice on their ballot.
This lawsuit is anti-democratic. It looks to extinguish the opportunity for millions of Coloradans, Colorado Republicans and unaffiliated voters to be able to choose and vote for the presidential candidate they want.
If Trump loses, his lawyers say they will immediately appeal, eventually, to the Supreme Court.
Right now, Trump is also dealing with a civil trial in New York. The New York Attorney General filed the lawsuit saying Trump and his sons have been exaggerating their business assets for years. This week, Trump's sons, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric, are set to testify. Then next week, Trump is scheduled to take the stand Monday, and his daughter Ivanka is set to testify a week from tomorrow. The Attorney General's team says they plan to rest their case after that. This is not a jury trial, meaning the judge will be the only person to decide on a verdict.
This morning, Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu says he is rejecting calls for a ceasefire in the war against Hamas. Overnight, Israel hit Gaza with more attacks. You can see the explosions right here. Israel's military says it killed dozens of Hamas firefighters and hit some of its targets in northern Gaza. This is all part of Israel's ground operations. They say they are trying to get more than 240 hostages free. Since the first strike on October 7th, Palestinian health officials say more than 8,500 people in Gaza have been killed. and more than 1 million displaced. Today, the Senate is expected to vote to confirm Jack Lew as the U.S. ambassador to Israel. President Biden nominated Lew more than a month ago.
The Biden administration is planning to release another new plan for student loan forgiveness. The Department of Education says 4 groups of borrowers will be considered. That includes people who have balances bigger than what they originally borrowed and those who started repayments at least 25 years ago. A committee of borrowers, loan service representatives, and reps from schools are planning to meet a few times before the end of the year to talk about this new plan. Then President Biden is expected to announce the proposal sometime next year.
Right now, police in California are investigating after some Buffs players say they had some of their things stolen from their locker room during the game on Saturday night. The Buffs were playing UCLA. Deion Sanders Jr. posted a video of players talking about the thefts after the game. Some of them said their jewelry was missing. Another CU staff member posted on social media saying coaches and support staff had some missing items as well. CU told us it's aware of the thefts and in touch with Pasadena police as well as UCLA.
Just a few hours left to go until the NFL trade deadline. There have been some rumors in the past few weeks that the Broncos could trade Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton, and the Broncos could look to add some players, but head coach Sean Payton is shutting down those ideas. He told our Mike Liss they're not remotely shopping for anyone. We'll find out what happens by 2 o'clock today.
And one thing you want to know about the weather, we're moderating those temperatures. We're in the 40s with plenty of sunshine for your Halloween. And then tomorrow, 10 degrees warmer, but more in the way of clouds.
All right, Ed, thank you so much. Right now, as you get ready to head out in the Thornton area, we're looking live here where we've got a couple cars with their hazards on blocking off one of the lanes on that southbound side. So it's a little bit hard to make out right on the line almost to where the 2 cameras split off. And actually, in the other camera, we're just seeing officers zipping up toward that scene. Second camera just behind it, kind of showing the delays. So new crash blocking 1 lane at this hour, southbound I-25 Thornton Parkway.
All right, Erica, thank you. It is now 6:08 on your Tuesday morning, and not long now until the trick-or-treating starts. You might see some kids carrying some different colored pumpkins aside from orange tonight. A teal pumpkin is a sign for a food allergy. You might see kids carrying one or outside a house to let kids know that they have a treat that's safe for allergies. A purple pumpkin is a sign for epilepsy. The Purple Pumpkin Project started in 2012 to help spread epilepsy awareness. And a blue pumpkin is a sign of autism or sensory processing disorder. If you see a child with a blue pumpkin candy bucket, they might have trouble saying trick or treat or thank you, or they might have sensitivities to costumes and decorations. And this morning, we want to see your Halloween costumes. You can text those to us at 303-871-1491. We've got a lot of great ones already this morning, some fun ones. Look at this alien right here, Corey. How cute is that? Look at the dog, Super Dog.
Oh, I love it, little Boxer. How cute. A cowboy. Oh, look at this baby. Is that a dinosaur baby, maybe? That's so cute. Oh, look at that.
Some different babies. We were Beanie Babies this weekend. Remember that 90s throwback?
Oh, yeah. And you made the TY.
Yeah.
Well done.
That was actually with the help of Erica's boyfriend. That was not easy. So thank you, Antonio, for that one.